And welcome back to the Rock Shop Podcast. Joining me tonight are
Hey,
our
Rob.
Hey, I'm Hunter.
okay, Hunter's a returning guest. Tell me a fun fact about you, Hunter. Tell me a fun fact about you, Rob. Tell the class.
Rob, you start. You tell me a fun fact.
Damn, I was hoping you'd start, Hunter. Let's see. Fun facts. Well, let's see. Oh man, this really feels like freshman college course right now, the icebreaker. But let's see. Fun fact. Not sure if like your audience is mostly Atlanta or Georgia-based, Ryan, but recently moved here from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Grew up in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. If you know where that is, that's where all the Amish are. So, fun fact, I'm not Amish, but that's where I grew up in a boring town like that. That's kind of like what got me into filmmaking because I had to create my own fun. So, there's my fun fact
Well,
from the
this
Amish
is
country.
well, this is Flyers territory, but you're welcome on anyway.
Rob, that's actually a lot of fun too. My family comes from the Park Hill neighborhood of Philly. So before they moved to Denver and they got started in Colorado, all my family
Mhm.
was in Philadelphia. So that's kind of cool. We're both.
Oh wow.
Are you a Steelers fan?
Nah, well, see, I'm from Lancaster County on the east side, which means I like all the Philly teams. So I actually like the Flyers, Ryan. But yeah, I'm
Ooh, good.
Eagles and I'm Phillies, all them.
Okay,
But
cool. Okay,
yeah,
all right. Okay, we can be friends.
there we go.
This is a safe space for gritty and gritty only.
Right.
We're gritty, friendly people.
That's
Hmm.
right.
Um,
Fun fact about you, Hunter, or was that your fun fact?
Oh, yeah, that's probably my fun fact. Other than I am currently surrounded by nothing but piles of boxes and trash because I'm moving into a nice, beautiful home in an undisclosed location, and I'm me and Champ are just getting that all done this weekend. So that's our job. All of this Halloween stuff that's gonna have to move somewhere else.
Ah,
Nice.
nice. Good luck with that.
Congratulations. That's really
Thank,
big.
thank you. So we're so excited to be here, Ryan. What are we here for?
Talk about movies, the state of the industry. And the state it's in is whatever is the
Great.
worst state you can think of. It is. So like North Dakota.
The film industry is currently actually Iowa. Sorry.
Ooh, that's a hot take. But they've got Slipknot.
What the fuck is Slipknot?
What? Are you
It's
for
like
real,
the
bro?
No, I know what it is. I'm fucking.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Your Halloween license will have been revoked.
Yeah, John Carpenter comes and takes that away from you and he just rips it up in front of your house and then Michael Myers comes up behind you and goes
I changed my
Oh, because you
answer.
didn't know Slipknot.
I changed my answer. I say Tennessee is the state of the film industry.
Oof.
You
There's
don't like Tennessee.
I do not like Tennessee now.
You never been
Gross.
to the Smokies, man? Man.
You know,
You know what? You could describe the well, maybe that wouldn't be a good comparison because the Smokies are like very quiet and peaceful. So I was gonna say maybe that's the film industry because it's really quiet right now, but it's not peaceful. So
and it's surrounded by Tennesseans, so it's not that cool in my book.
yeah.
maybe it could be West Virginia because it's quiet and peaceful, but there's lots of lurking things in the woods. They're pretty spooky.
Yeah, Mothman
Hmm.
though.
Ooh,
Hell yeah.
I want to keep Mothman in Point Pleasant. I want to make out with them.
Okay, what's your what's the state of the film industry to you, Rob? Now I'm curious.
Mm,
Yeah.
I'd say Florida because it's like really weird and it's a state that not everyone's been in and it's just I don't know. Every time I go to Florida there I feel like there's something crazy that I see, or you're always hearing about it in the news. The
Bro,
film industry's in the news a lot.
how could you say that? Ugh. This is a
I know
Florida
you're a big
safe space.
Florida guy.
I'm a
I
big
know,
Florida
man. I know you're a
man.
Florida guy.
I'm a big
Yeah, you
Florida
you would have
man.
Florida man energy. That's what you have, Ryan.
That's right. Tallahassee, Florida. That's where I went to school. That's the fucking like spawn point for like Florida man. Like they all just walk out of the lakes. They just generate like Sims or something and then go on rampages.
That's where they go to. That's where
Throughout
you
the rest of the state.
happen.
And
That's
then
the
they just yeah,
Gator capital
disperse.
of the world, isn't it?
The what?
Isn't that the Gator wrestling capital of the world?
That's probably like central Florida. Probably like around the Everglades.
Mm.
Mm.
There are not that many gators in like Tallahassee. It's where like the governor lives and no, all the gators are in Gainesville. It's where UF is.
Can't have that.
That's right.
Mm-mm.
That's the only part of Florida I don't like. Sus.
Gatorade.
Ew. But that's the state of the film industry right there. It's an absolute shambles.
I don't know. I'm personally convinced this is going to be beneficial in the long run. I always think every time workers strike, that's a good thing because the better benefits that people can get from an entry level or establishment people can get, that's great. The
Mhm.
tactics that certain people that names ride with Ravid Raslov, they've been using some heinous tactics and they've been honestly promoting some very vile methods in order to get the writers back to the table to take a terrible deal. But really, this is it. This is our breaking point. It's either we do or die now. Because if we leave a bad deal on the table, or if we get a crappy deal out of that, what we accept, we're screwed. That's it.
Mhm.
Be replaced by
Yeah.
AI.
Agreed.
Yep.
It's very necessary. Strikes are very necessary from the WGA and SAG-AFTRA standpoint because what the studios are pushing out is very dystopian. And if you've read up, the little details of all they're doing, it's genuinely disturbing with deep faking people and
Mhm.
AI scripts and yeah, what a mess. But very valid reason to go on strike.
Yeah. I mean, it's one thing to go on strike for pay reasons, which is completely understandable, but this whole AI thing just brings it to a whole nother level, and it's like really freaky to see. I was telling my friends that I feel like a studio, depending on how the strike goes, but I feel like the studio, someone's gonna put out an entirely AI film and no one's gonna talk about it or whatever, watch it, enjoy it, and then they're gonna come out and reveal that it's AI, and then people are gonna be like, oh, what the heck kind of thing. So I don't know. I don't know how you guys feel about AI, but me personally, like when it comes to AI, if I see something that says AI art, I'm not impressed as like someone who does it, by hand or themselves, whatever. I don't know. It's just like the human element of it's gone.
It's to me, it's like when you go on TikTok, and right now there's that Tim Burton trend, like what I would look like as a Tim Burton character, and the AI sketches you with big wide eyes,
Yeah.
makes you
Gross.
look a little spookier. That doesn't tell a story. It just copies what
Hmm.
someone who's already established has done, an art style that hundreds and thousands of artists have worked on, and they've collectively made that. Some robot in some server steals that and then makes girls with like who have a bigger following on TikTok, gives them views. That's a
Hmm.
bad format because it's not providing anything. It doesn't add anything of value. It's just taking carbon copies and stealing artwork styles.
It's all style, no
Hmm.
substance, and the style still sucks.
Yeah.
It's basically a coloring page, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's a good way to describe it.
yeah. Last time we spoke, Ryan, we were in a whole nother place. Like the studios weren't even threatening to do this,
Yeah.
but now that we've wanted something, they're saying that, oh, we can just make Mark Hamill be in any movie we want, and we don't even need Mark Hamill's permission. We don't need Carrie Fisher's permission. We just need Harrison Ford to die, and we can make Star Wars any way we want with their likeness.
There is an independent film. I don't know if you guys heard of it. I only really knew about it because I had to watch it for my film marketing internship years ago. But it's called The Congress. It's by the guy who did that film Waltz with Bashir, which was an Academy Award nominated animated feature documentary film. The Congress is one of the scariest like non-horror films I've ever seen because it came out 2013 and people have been bringing it up more and more with the strikes, but it's about Robin Wright pre House of Cards, so she was just kind of like a has-been. Basically, there's like a made-up company, Miramount, it's Paramount, Miramax, but you get the idea. They come over to her, they're like, hey, we'll pay you a lot of money if we take your likeness and then take your voice, take your likeness, and you could become a star again. And she goes for it. And then it devolves into this really weird, like Ready Player One thing where she's like a superstar, and it gets into like really bizarre, like I don't even know how to describe it. It's been a long time. But basically, yeah. Someone made a tweet about it kind of recently. A lot of people saying like, "Oh, we're living in the Congress." But one guy made a great post. It was like, "We're living in the Congress, but the people who had their identities taken by the studios were actually getting royalties, so not really."
Sounds like a Black Mirror episode.
It was. And it wasn't very good either, but it was a creepy movie.
I bet it was creepy, and I think we're living in a creepy world right now because it's honestly becoming like the biggest parallel I can have to it is the Great Depression, when the guy who owned the Hershey organization, Charles Hershey, saw a steam press doing the work of 50 men, and he realized that during the Great Depression that oh, if I hired 50 men, 50 families will starve. I better hire 50 men. And he told his people to get rid of it and hire 50 men with shovels. We're living in an alternate universe where the exact opposite happens, where it says, oh, 50 families want to eat. I better starve them with a robot instead so that they will work for less.
Have you guys ever seen Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, you've seen it, Hunter?
Yeah.
I watched that. I did like a drinking game. I'd never seen it, but I just slamming drinks watching it because I feel that's the only way to watch it. But for Rob and the audience who hasn't seen it, it's basically the entire thing is blue screen, and it's from like 2005, so it's not even blue screen. It's aged like shit. It's just really weird looking. It honestly kind of looks AI generated, like. But they actually, there's a dead actor. I can't remember which one, but he's the main villain, and he had been dead for like 15 years. And I guess they just had like a body double and like CGI'd him in poorly, but only like Jude Law and Gwyneth Paltrow and a few actors. They're the only real people, real things in the film. Everything else is poorly CGI'd in or just like CGI resurrected from the dead. That's really ominous. I kind of like the movie.
Sounds like it was kind of a big film, though. I thought it was like some indie CGI type thing, but
I like the film, but I just because it's like a 40s serial pulpy thing. But like it is just kind of weird. Like I saw pre-strike, but now like during the strike, I'm just like, wow, this is like the world the studios want. This is weird, dude.
Well, it's a world they can't replicate. I mean, look at what David Zaslav said yesterday. He wants to focus on more tentpole films with IP that everyone around the world recognizes. And every week he wants a tentpole movie in a studio, in the theaters. And if you see from the summer, you and I and Rob, we all know that that's not going to work. people have fatigue from the amount of fucking movies that came out. I've only been able to see 3 movies this summer because there's just too many things coming out that I wanted to see, but they're all jam packed together. And then I find out they're shit. I find out they're absolute shit because they're not focusing on them. But
And
if they're
just
in the
been
theaters,
bad.
yeah,
I just straight up bench shit like Indy 5 and a lot of things like
The Flash.
oh god, yeah, that's so
God.
bad.
I don't know how. I don't know. A lot of things had to go wrong to make that movie, but they really managed to do all of them in one sequence. It's kind of nuts.
I hate that I watch that shit sober.
It might be a drinking game movie. Kind of might like be the Room. You might go see a midnight showing of The Flash. That might be the world David Zaslav wants us to live in. But honestly, who wants to live in that fucking world? And really, when you think about it, how can we replicate in the indie world what they're doing? We can't. And that's what, companies like A24 and I'm sure companies like, IFC Midnight are going to be focusing on the next 10 years, or making authentic, smaller movies, mid-side budget movies that people actually want to fucking see.
Yeah, Matt Damon has that great interview where he was asked, like, why don't they make a Good Will Hunting or just like a lot of those mid-budget films anymore? And he was just saying, because nobody buys DVDs anymore, man. It's hard to make money back, and it's like so true. I don't know how these studios are even going to stay solvent when Indiana Jones flopped so hard. Elemental got really lucky overseas, but that was a major flop. Everything's just flopping, and like it's unfortunate. I've been to theater more this summer than past summers, but it's like what I've seen, like I think I haven't seen Spider-Verse yet. I'm waiting to see that at home on digital. But like Oppenheimer, that's really like the only truly like great thing I've seen, Where I'm watching that again.
Barbie.
I like Barbie too.
Oh, Barbie.
Yeah, I saw Barbie.
Barbie.
But I'm just
Barbie.
Ken.
But yeah, I just Ken.
We're all Kens.
We're all Kens.
This is the Mojo Dojo Casa
This is the
House
Mojo Dojo
podcast.
Casa House.
I just bought a Mojo Dojo Casa House. You guys should come over sometimes. We could have Mojo Dojo Casa time.
I'll ride over with my horse.
Yeah, I hope you have horses, bro.
But it's funny that Greta Gerwig found a space to carve out in Hollywood where she made something incredibly original, but she's been taking films that no one else would get approved. I don't think Little Woman or Little Women would have gotten approved by anyone else, or Lady Bird, but she's able to carve out her own piece of the industry, and it's been financially successful. It's been critically successful. They've been award winning every single time. And guess what? People actually want to show up because it's authentic and it's new. Trust me, there's not going to be a Little Women 2 anytime in your future. Louisa May Alcott didn't make one of those because she realized it would suck.
Be called like Big Women.
Big women. Medium-sized women, because you want a trilogy. You want to scale up to big women.
That's right. Have you seen
Oppenheimer? I feel like the Barbie movie.
Oh, sorry, go ahead. No, you can go ahead.
I'm just going to piggyback off what Hunter was saying with the Barbie movie. Like, I feel like that kind of, I guess with Oppenheimer too. I haven't seen Oppenheimer yet. But with Barbie, I feel like that original concept is going to, the success from it, people are going to like want to see more of those. And I don't know if you guys saw what Francis Ford Coppola said, but he said between the Barbie movie and Oppenheimer, we're going into the golden age of cinema, which is funny because I think just a few years ago he was like, we're in the worst time of cinema. So it's kind of funny how it changed. But
I actually have to apologize to Francis, because last time I was on Ryan's show, I shit on Francis Ford Coppola for taking like $250 million and just blowing it all the fuck away. At least he is trying something original. And, I have to give him credit in the world full of studio executives who would want like Francis Ford Coppola to direct Ant-Man 4. The man is trying to do something completely independent on a large scale. like for
Mhm.
Martin Scorsese did with The Irishman. If it's successful or not, I have to give him plaudits, and I have to retract my earlier statement.
He's got balls, and man, he's an auteur. He's like the auteur, man. I'm really excited to see what he comes out with. I can't.
Yeah,
What's the
if he
movie
ever
called
gets out
again?
of the jungle.
What's it called again?
Tropolis, something
Oh,
Tropolis.
Metropolis.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm excited to see it. I'll go see it if it's in a theater or if it's beamed
Mhm.
in my head by the future we get. I don't know. Maybe if an AI acts it out for me.
Yeah.
I gotta say, guys, I went on a very magical screening. I was very fortunate. I live only about 40 minutes from one of the 19 screens playing Oppenheimer in 70 IMAX. And I got a middle seat. It took a month and a half in advance to pre-order that ticket, but I had to lie down after that. I had to sit down, and I had been sitting down for 3 hours.
Mhm.
Man, what an experience.
Yeah.
What an experience. There is not a 70 millimeter screen out in like a 4 state radius of me. I'd have to go to Minneapolis or something. I'd have to go to
Oh, wow.
Dallas.
That
Yeah.
sucks, man.
That's okay. This is what we have to invest in. If that kind of technology, if that kind of vision is what we deserve to see this movie in, then I think that's the kind of investments we need to make, rather than investments in seeing how many actors we can fuck over or trying to take the whole bottom out of the industry and get rid of every extra. You know,
Mhm.
if we can make a scalable enterprise into making the movie experience better so people actually go to theaters because that's where your money is coming from, not a streaming service, you'll honestly see more results. It's honestly about investment. And I that's why I think Christopher Nolan is probably the smartest filmmaker out of the bunch, because he's thinking long term, how can we make this experience better and better every time.
Guys, I
Mhm.
wrote like a statement I want to read live here. Um, but these were my thoughts after seeing it because it was insane, dude. Like every movie should be like shown on film, like forget digital, 70 millimeter. It was beautiful. But I wrote like this, just my thoughts. All right, I'll make it really quick. Like I know it's really poetic, but this is just how I felt. Like this was about coming to the theater, seeing this experience. We come to this place for magic. We come to laugh, to cry, to care, because we need that, all of us. And I cared. That indescribable feeling that I got, when the lights began to dim. We go somewhere we've never been before that promptly gets nuked. Not just entertained, but somehow reborn. I was reborn, and we were all reborn together. Dazzling images in 70 millimeter IMAX on a IMAX silver screen, sound that I could feel. And you could feel that shit. That felt like a 4D movie, dude. When that Trinity test dropped, oh my god. Somehow heartbreak did feel pretty heartbreak felt kind of shitty. It's pretty sad it ended. But there maybe it felt a little good in a place like that. Our heroes, they would feel like the best part of us. Stories feel perfect and powerful because there they were.
Wow.
Right. I'm just picturing you at the end of the movie, just sitting there, writing that in your notes app as everyone's leaving the theater. The usher's coming at the end, cleaning up the popcorn. He's like, "Sir, are you gonna leave here?" You're like, "Hold on, I got
Yeah.
this."
I imagine him watching the
Beautiful.
commercial a couple times just to make sure he got it.
Mhm.
Oh
That's
man,
that's the one thing that was missing because the theater was a Regal, not an AMC.
can't do
Mhm.
that. If I'm gonna go with a giant capitalist organization, I go with AMC. Seats are more comfortable.
Well, I have the AMC A list, so I get in movies for free, but I paid
Yeah.
like collectively $50 on this film because I'm going again, dude. 2 weeks. I'm going again just to be reborn again.
Mhm.
Every time that bomb drops, you become a new person.
Yeah. For real, dude. Like you feel that blast, man.
Mhm.
Amazing. Boy, oh
Thanks,
boy.
guys. We're so back. So,
We're
how you
back.
guys doing?
Yeah, there's a nice breather.
Yeah, back from break.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
So, Hunter had a question for Rob.
Oh yeah. Rob, I hear you have a movie that was shown at Cannes. Tell me about it.
Yeah, so it's a film called Born Sinner. So one of my friends from school, so I went to Penn State for film school, and so I worked on some projects with them. And he's actually an actor, but he said he's always wanted to start his own production company, and he had like some true stories he wanted to tell. I was like, "That's great, man. You should do that one day." Then after we graduated, he came to me with a script, and I was surprised that he already had something written. So it's just a true story. It's like a collection of stories from his family and friends. Um, so I can give you like the plot of Born Sinner. So it's someone who's dealing with fentanyl addiction, which is really prevalent right now, especially within Philadelphia and the communities over there. So that's where he's from. So we shot the film outside of Philadelphia and in some parts in the city too. So really low budget, about like $3,000, $4,000, something like that. It was really quick. So we are going to do it for Con 2022, and he came to me with the idea shortly after graduation, probably like December 2021. And so the deadline for it was March. So we had to get the cast and crew together, shoot the film, and then edit, of course. So um, we were able to do it. It was a crazy process. We did 4 like 16 to 18-hour days, just back to back weekends kind of thing. So
Wow.
yeah, but it was a great process. And then he wound up getting a role in that new LeBron James movie, Shooting Stars, that came out on Peacock. And so that was shooting during the time of Cannes. So he went to Cannes this past year, so 2023, for the Emerging Filmmakers Program. And so he was able to present the film there and get in front of some eyes. So yeah, so that's how that whole process came about.
That's sick.
Cool. Very
Yeah,
cool.
so we'll see what happens. Now we're just waiting for festivals. So
Well, that's great. I mean, I'm sure you'll get in plenty of them.
yeah, that's the goal. So I'm excited to see where it takes us. But yeah, so Ryan was telling me that you also did your own. Was it a feature that you did for like 10,000 or 20,000, something like that?
$24,000.
24,000.
Once you
Wow.
calculate post sound,
Mm-hmm.
24. I have a method, Rob. It's called taking a cooler of cold drinks and taking all your friends and going into the woods and saying you're not going to emerge until the movie's done. So
I
we've
like that.
done that a couple times, and now we're gonna have a movie. It's gonna be called Homecoming, and it's gonna come out relatively soon. We'll be putting in festivals next year, so we'll
That's
be
awesome.
keep your fingers crossed, and we're just gonna be keeping it going. I gotta have a
Nice.
micro
That's
budget
awesome.
movie. Yeah.
And I don't know if you can tell or reveal or anything what Homecoming's about. Is it horror based off the Halloween stuff behind you?
Oh, it most certainly is. Yes. Yeah, no, it's about a girl. She was raised in a cult and escaped, but it's about the day she has to go back and all
Oh,
the things she might have to do.
oh
So
wow.
yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. We'll see it. But hold on, before just for a minute before Ryan has all his fun things, everyone smile for the camera. You'll be on the Insta and my book recommend for the week. So hold on, ready guys? Bam, bam. One more, ready? Bam. Okay, there we go.
There you go. Oh,
I'll hit you guys up on
Nice.
Instagram.
Thanks, man.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That's really cool. It's cool. We all really made something within our own means. So super cool. But
Mhm.
I made an investment today, and this investment could go really well. It's called Mega Millions. Now it's like Mega Billion. So,
Yeah.
Nice.
hoping that's gonna
Good
pay
luck.
off. Because if it does, man, I'm giving both you guys $1 million, and we'll just make our own
Dang.
shit.
Yeah.
It'll be
There you
like
go.
it'll be like what's that? Those TikTokers, they've got the hype house in like LA. We'll
Yeah.
have like our own
Yeah.
hype house, and we'll just like make movies and shit post.
I
That
would
sounds like
love
the
it.
dream.
I want to get one of those. I want to have one of those profile pictures where there's lasers coming out of my eyes. I want to get that hype.
Yeah, that would be pretty hype.
Yeah.
Well, what would you guys do with like if you won a lottery and you were gonna make a movie? Like you weren't gonna, I don't know, you weren't gonna like invest it. You were purely gonna invest it in like your filmmaking career. Like, what would you do? What movie would you make with practically infinite money?
Hmm.
Or what's like a dream project?
Well, Rob, I hope you don't mind if I go ahead.
Go ahead, man.
There's three books. There's three books I would adapt immediately. And I would also just a little trick for filmmakers. If you say the location is your house and then pay the location owner, aka your wife, your mortgage, you can pay your mortgage with your film. The IRS will never find out. But Stephen Graham Jones, he's a professor at CU Boulder. He's written like 40 books. He wrote The Only Good Indians, and he wrote this just amazing series of horror books. But there's just one book that above all others. It's called The Night of the Mannequins. I'm making that right away. It's hilarious. It's fun. It's spooky. It's dark. Next, World War Z. What the ever living shit happened with that? I would get rid of Brad Pitt. I would get that on that immediately. We're gonna do by the book every chapter, and I'm gonna get Mark Hamill to be in it because he did the audiobook, so he has to do the movie. And then three, and this is the most important. I'm gonna take Dracula, and I'm gonna do what Universal is doing, but I'm gonna do it just slightly worse for a less budget and make more money.
The Dark
Compared.
Universe is coming
I'll,
back.
I'll call it the darker universe.
Whoa.
The Film Hound multiverse. Those three movies are going to be somehow connected too.
Oh, at the end, like
Zombie
Dracula come out.
vampire.
Yeah, but Dracula played by Samuel L. Jackson will come out and he like, have you ever heard of the Dracula Initiative?
It's a good question.
What would you do, Rob?
You say that, you automatically think like Star Wars or doing something really big budget like that. But I've never really been that type of guy or like filmmaker to want to do something super sci-fi. I've kind of been more like Hunter, you're talking about the A24 films, how they're very mid-budget, very authentic, just more focused on stories. So I probably tried to produce as many of those as I could with that amount of money. I think instead of going all in on one project, probably try to use whatever money, if it's a million, a billion, whatever, and then split up amongst multiple projects so I can get as many stories out as possible. Well, maybe I'll throw one in there if I have like an original story like Back to the Future. Maybe I'll do that.
It's shocking. Like it's amazing to me that all the studio heads had to have seen or know about Everything Everywhere All at Once, made for $5 million, and then they think, no, I need to not do that. I need to do Indiana Jones 7.
Yes, and then Indiana Jones 8 with AI.
Yeah. Make him young again. Make it a prequel.
Yeah, all the de-aging. But they did not de-age
What about
his
you, Ryan?
voice. Okay, so I'd probably do. I don't know who made Annapurna Productions, but I read she was on that Forbes 30 for 30. I was like, wow, man, you're like under 30 and you make Annapurna. Like, how'd she do it? Rich parents, billionaire parents. It's like, ouch, dang. But my answer would be that I'd probably just do something like that and just just bankroll like little things here and there. One thing I'd really love to do is make a new Fantasia, like just produce a new one. But maybe make it like a rock opera, like a heavy metal Fantasia.
Hmm,
That'd be pretty
that'd be interesting.
badass.
Yeah, I'd be in the
Um, but I would do that, and then that would probably be like $1 million, and then the other 999 million. So I would assemble a team, right? It'd be the Avengers initiative, but epic, and I would get I'd get if I say the name, you're gonna know what I'm going with this. Oh yeah, I'd get Mike Myers, and I'd hire him to come back to his most iconic role for a movie, $999 million, the most expensive film ever made. And we're making it the long-awaited sequel, Cat in the Hat 2. That would be the most awesome thing ever, dude. Oh
I hope you know this
yeah.
is being recorded and you're stuck to that now. If you win
Yeah,
your Mega Millions, whatever.
that's right. It's happening. It'll be awesome.
Yeah.
And the CGI will probably be even worse than the original.
Fuck Wayne's World 3. Fuck another Austin Powers. You went straight for the
Yeah.
jugular. Hat in the hat. This is why you need to be the new studio head, Ryan. This is where you need to be right now.
Man, I love Mike Myers so much. I'll just have him in everything, man. Like remake Casablanca with Mike Myers. Uh, I don't know, Mad Mike, Fury Road 2. I don't know, dude. Just put him in, shove him in everything, make him a thing again.
Make him the thing. John Carpenter.
Ooh.
There
Bring
you
John
go.
Carpenter out of retirement.
Make him
Do
the
the thing.
thing 1 and the thing 2.
You have this all figured out, man.
How do you make
Now
$1
you just gotta
billion
win that.
$1 billion?
Yeah, baby, yeah. It's Mike's moment again.
Oh my. Oh my.
Oh, dude, he needs to get a new agent. He's been in only mid past forever, past century, dude. He was in Amsterdam, one of the worst films I've ever seen in like the last 12 months, probably. Terrible. He was in Bohemian Rhapsody, terrible. He's just in garbage, bro.
You
Needs
know,
to be Mike's moment again.
have you
Maybe
not
you could
read
be his
Shep
agent.
Gordon's book?
Have I now read what?
Shep Gordon's book. Shep Gordon is Mike Myers' agent. He's also Alice Cooper's agent. And Alice Cooper found him literally at a hotel in Palm Springs. But Shep Gordon is one of the most iconic like producers and agents in Hollywood. And I think his book is called Ubermensch, and you could read that and see why Mike Myers isn't in so many things anymore. Alice is just old and does a radio show. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
I don't know. I mean, I read like the trivia for the Cat in the Hat movie, and I just read like Mike in his fursuit, like, did not hang out with anyone. Did not like, when filming was done, he's like, everyone get away from me. I'm like,
And he probably has so much money anyways. He probably
Yeah.
doesn't need to do that much stuff anyways.
He's like Eddie Murphy when he retired.
honestly, the Cat in the Hat town, they built that whole town. That was my Mojo Dojo Casa house when I was like 7.
Brian, what questions do you want to ask us?
That was one. So which Mike Myers movie is your favorite? That's not a real question. You don't have to answer that.
Wayne's World. Wayne's World.
Yeah, probably Wayne's World.
I'm
Classic.
going Shrek, but Wayne's World's up there. Austin
Shrek?
Powers 1 is
Always
like a
forget
run up.
Shrek.
Austin Powers 3. Gold member. Ends the trilogy on a high note. What are you talking about?
It's a good one.
People look at me like I'm crazy
Ryan,
when I say that Gold member is not the best Austin Powers movie. They're lying. Can't accept the truth.
What was the second one called? I can't remember that one.
Oh gosh.
I'm
Spy Who
not
Shagged
sure.
Me.
No, that was the first one, I think.
Oh, International Man of Mystery.
Oh yeah, it was one of those two.
Mm.
I think yeah, those were my only two questions.
Mike Myers questions. Where we went from the strikes to Mike Myers. We went from
So why
strikes to
Mike
Mikes.
Myers is in the season? That's
Maybe
great.
that's what this whole strike's about. Just getting Mike Myers back into movies again. You think it'd be about pay or AI, but it's actually about Mike Myers.
In his workability. I mean, the man has a lot of workable years. He can't be Medicaid age. He was very young in the 90s. Like, why can't we get
Mhm.
this man to work? You know what I mean?
Why can't we get a lot
Right.
of actors to work, man? Like, I'm just thinking about it. Like, there are a lot of iconic dudes who were like iconic at one point of history, but no more. It's like can't remember his name, but that guy who was in Avatar, and now the only thing he ever does anymore is Avatar sequels. And that guy
Sam
was
Worthington.
Yeah.
everywhere. He was
Yeah.
everywhere in like 2009, bro.
He was
Yeah.
in every movie that George Clooney passed on.
He could have been Batman then. Damn.
He could have been. He
He
could have.
could have.
Yeah. I think he was in the running, honestly. I think he was in the running to replace to be one of the in the DCU
But
somewhere.
what is that guy's name?
Sam Worthington.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's how memorable Avatar
Mm.
was.
I mean, I feel bad for Zoe Saldana and like the girl from Fast and Furious who all she does is play helicopter pilots. She's the Latina middle-aged actress who plays helicopter pilot. That's a niche. That is a
Yeah.
fucking niche if I've ever heard one.
And she owns it.
She owns it. Hey, it's a bag. You take the bag and you
Hmm.
sell it clean. But you know what? I don't know if
Yeah.
I want to be that.
I watched
Yeah.
Zoe 102 on Paramount Plus, and I just feel bad for every single cast member.
Really?
Uh,
I didn't know Zoe
I haven't
102
seen
was
it.
out.
yeah, it was. It's
Yeah.
I
Was it
don't know.
good?
I mean,
Or
no, it was pretty bad. It was really funny because Austin Butler couldn't be bothered to come back because he was in the original show.
Yeah, but who
Mhm.
gives a shit
I
about
wouldn't
him?
expect him to.
Yeah.
Yeah, Victoria Justice. It's all the like cast members who are too good for this shit. They weren't in it. Like Victoria Justice was not. Which what is she doing nowadays? She can't. She's
Yeah,
too
she could
good
have
for
done.
Zoe 102.
I honestly feel now whoever her agent was after Victorious should have been fired because they told
Mhm.
her to be on an MTV show. And I cannot think of any market that would have been smaller than post Victorious MTV. Is
Yeah.
MTV still a TV channel? Can you watch
Right.
MTV?
It is. It actually it goes kind of hard because they've got MTV Classic and they just have like 90s music videos on a loop.
Mhm.
You mean the thing they should have been doing the whole time?
Yeah, but it
Yeah,
goes
for
hard,
real.
dude.
Mhm.
It's too late to backtrack now.
Yeah, because now no one has cable for the most part.
Yeah,
I've got YouTube TV, so I mean, I get the channel.
Yeah. There
I,
you go.
I couldn't be bothered. I watch basically Tubi.
Mhm.
Tubi fucking
Tubi.
rocks.
Yep.
Yeah, you can watch anything on Tubi. The Mummy trilogy was on Tubi. I watched every one of those motherfuckers.
Ew.
Yeah.
No,
What
Yeah,
they
ew,
had something
bro.
on Tubi recently that was like a pretty big name that I was surprised that Tubi got. I mean,
I'm
they do like have some big names on there and good movies, so that's usually
I
what
mean,
I try to stick
it's
to.
shocking they take the movies that nobody wants and then everyone forgets about and makes them valuable IP.
Mhm.
And then also
Yeah.
they just are not afraid to make the most unhinged content. I am so excited for their movie Deadly Dilf. I
Whoa.
can't tell you. I don't give a shit if it's a 1 out of 10. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna be there.
Yeah.
I don't
I
need
mean,
to read.
based off a title like that, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
telling you.
They know their audience, they know their market, and all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, would you like to watch Deadly Dilf?" I think I would. Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Why
For
not?
for the record, I do like the Mummy, the first one, but I saw Tomb of the Dragon Emperor recently, and yeah, especially that Tom Cruise one. That was horrible, dude.
No,
That
Mhm.
destroyed an entire universe.
we don't. Tom Cruise is powerful enough to destroy every universe. I want you to know that.
That's true.
Yeah.
So there's a low budget movie I really want to bring up. It's an indie film. I think it debuted at Vancouver International Film Festival. I only know about it because YMS, if you guys seen him on YouTube,
Yeah.
he brought this up, and I had to see for myself. Um, so it's called Hundreds of Beavers. In this 19th century film, hold on. In this 19th century supernatural winter epic, a drunken Applejack salesman must go from zero to hero, become North America's greatest fur trapper by defeating hundreds of beavers. And I think it's literally just like dudes in
Wait,
beaver
what
suits.
the hell?
That movie
What?
looks epic, dude. It's like a supernatural horror comedy. And like, yeah,
That's
just
some,
dudes in beaver fursuits, and he has to like mow them all down.
I will be there.
I'll be
that's something
there.
I'll watch at like 1 a.m.
I
Like
would.
after a
Cinema.
night out.
Nope.
Just
Opening
chill.
night. Here I come. Me and
Cinema
Champ
is
are going to the
saved.
theater.
Oh, hey, doggy.
Oh,
Yeah. Champ's getting pretty up there. He's going to retire as the film hound soon.
You gotta put like Champ in
Film
all of your
Hound.
films, right? It's like
I
your
do put
director's
Champ-
signature.
Yeah, he's kind of like my Hitchcock. It's like my Hitchcock's dogs. Except his dog doesn't want to be on set at all. Hates being in the heat. Doesn't like any. He doesn't like any woman except his mother. So all the actresses, he's like, I don't care about you.
Whoa,
Yeah, doesn't like kids pet him anymore. He's done.
He's an
dang.
A-list dog.
He's an A-list dog. He has very strange quirks.
Those are the best kinds of dogs that are just weirdos. That's
Stick
my
to
favorite.
themselves.
That's my favorite genre of dog.
Genre of dog.
Hmm.
Champ is like a font.
A
But
font?
the font
He's like a
is
font.
asshole.
The font is asshole?
Yeah.
What font is asshole? I can't find that on Word.
Papyrus.
Papyrus.
Yeah.
That's the best Saturday Night Live sketch by far.
Yeah, by far. Yeah.
Yeah. Other than
Honestly,
maybe,
any Ryan Gosling sketch.
there's one that might tie with it, or maybe is a close second. It's when Adam Driver decides to take a community college acting class, but he works at medieval times.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that one. I like
That
that
one-
too. I think
that one's top
Papyrus
tier.
I liked more. But I think it's the same episode when Ryan Gosling like thinks, Santa's real and everything, and he's like, bring us Santa. He's smashing candy canes all over the living room. Man.
Getting violent over your love for Santa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because in that moment I knew he's gonna be Ken.
Oh yeah, that's Ken right there. That's Kenergy.
Bro, he's literally
Yeah.
me.
What's the most Ken thing you've done all week, boys?
Oh, that's a really good question.
Good question.
Wow.
Man.
I have a Ken quirk, and this is my
Okay.
quirk where I tell every waiter or waitress why I'm at their restaurant. That's my Ken quirk. That maybe twice this week.
I could see that.
Yeah, that's Kenergy right there.
I really wish I had a guitar, because then from now on, since seeing that movie, I'd be singing into my girlfriend's every night, just like, right into her eyes, like the scene. To annoy
I
her.
wanna push you around.
Well, I will.
Yeah.
Well, I
I
will.
will. Ryan, how about you?
That's hard, man. I'm just trying to think. What have I like done? What have I done in life? I don't know. I spent literally all day on Photoshop yesterday. I got Photoshop. I've been learning. But that's not really a Ken thing.
Unless you start
Mm.
like making stuff for your Mojo Dojo Casa house,
Oh yeah.
maybe.
I set I can yeah, I mean I set up my studio, which you're looking at it, which all that entails is like 2 laptops, this Blue Yeti mic, a GameCube. Hell yeah, dude.
There you go.
There you go.
That's a whole studio.
That's a good start.
So I don't know. I guess that's my answer for now.
It works. That works. Boy, oh boy.
Well, why were you
So
at the
Hunter,
restaurant?
Why we're at a restaurant? Oh, please. 'Cause, I like to eat, and also, secondly, uh, there's a Cuban restaurant inside of like a former church, and I eat there every week, and I tell them I eat there every week because they're the best Cuban food in my white ass town. But Rob, what were you about to ask me?
I was gonna ask. I think Ryan said you're from Colorado. I was just gonna ask like what part if you're near Denver. I don't know
I
any other parts.
So my town, oh, yeah, no, I know that. Yeah. So I grew up in a sheep farm in the middle of nowhere. So now
Oh
I live
wow,
in the middle of somewhere called Castle Rock. And Castle
Castle
Rock is
Rock.
kind of known for being like a Hallmark town, like we're the Hallmark town of Colorado. If you're making a
Yeah.
Hallmark or like a Up Rocks made a movie up here, or Up TV or whatever it's
Mm,
called. They made a movie
yeah.
called That's Jake just recently here in Castle Rock. So we get a couple of those. And then I am kind of the dark horse because I bring crews into town to make dark, scary horror movies.
Nice.
Well,
Yeah,
how'd
That's
that
cool.
film festival go? You got the
great.
Castle Rock Film Festival, yeah.
Fantastic. It was. I honestly thought it was gonna be a bust. I was so spooked. When I was keeping my fingers crossed when I spoke to you in February. We had it in April. We sold out all 3 nights.
Nice.
Had an
Nice.
excellent attendance. All the proceeds went to this excellent charity called the Veterans Art Therapy Program, which is run through a program called Crack, Castle Rock Artist Cooperative. That's our slogan is "Let's get on crack," and we take veterans and we put them in a room together and try to teach them to paint, but really we're trying to get them to talk and hang out together and make camaraderie. And it's an excellent program. I'm working on a documentary about that now, but it's
Oh
one
wow.
of the things that I'm like really proud about is we were able to raise some money for the Castle Rock Arts Cooperative and their program, Veterans Art Therapy, and we're going to be doing it again next year. And September 22nd is when the opening date is. So if you want to support some veterans, if you want to make Colorado a better place for movies, and if you really just like movies, start submitting September 22nd.
Nice, man. That's great.
That's awesome. Do you work for the festival? Because if not, they should hire you. That was a good
I'm the festival
pitch for it.
director.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Man. Yeah, that's a great pitch. You had that right. That sounds
yeah.
like an awesome festival, great initiative.
It's run. We do it every year now. It'll be our second year. We're going to do it in the Theater of Dreams, which is a magic uh, art venue in our town because we don't have like a dedicated indie theater. So we use all the indie theaters in town. We use a former magic shop as one of
Wow.
our venues. It's honestly one of the coolest things. And if you see some of our movies, they'll fit really well into that vibe.
It's shorts only,
That's
isn't
cool.
it?
Not only shorts. So
Oh.
we take documentaries, we take experimental shorts and music videos. So this year we're looking to expand it a couple more things. We'll have some more vibes on that soon, but we'll just keep coming and we'll give you more updates as we go on, Ryan.
Well, if you're looking for a short film that went to Cannes, I think I might know a guy.
There you go. Oh, I'll
Yeah,
send it over to the producers. Castle Rock. Is it Film Festival? Castle Rock Film Festival.
Castle Rock Film Festival
All
on
right.
Freeway and all your other festival supplying needs.
Awesome.
Um,
That sounds great, man. I like that initiative
Yeah,
too.
that's
yeah.
great.
Well, my thinking is at this point, it's not going to happen. No one's going to pluck you out of a box. So you got to make your own movie. You got to bring your own people into it. You're going to read up and figure out ways to make sure that you can actually employ people and that not have robots everywhere. And when you
Hmm.
do, you got to have a base for film wherever you are. So Atlanta's done an amazing job at that. Colorado's way behind. So towns like Castle Rock and Breckenridge and Vail, they're all trying to catch up with their amazing fests. And Telluride Horror, I mean, they're one of the big ones now. So maybe we'll be a bigger place for horror, and maybe we'll be a bigger place for film.
That's
Yeah, that's
awesome.
super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, any last question? I know we got a few minutes on the board.
Ryan, I want to hear about your day.
I went to work. Then I came home and I had a nice tortellini. It's pretty okay.
Yeah.
And
Just okay.
yeah, it could have been better. And like took a shower, but that's TMI.
We're
But
glad you showered. Thank you for doing
yeah,
that.
I had to look my best on this audio podcast.
There you go.
There you go.
But yeah, I don't know. It's okay. How was you guys' day?
Hmm.
Excellent. I went to
Yep.
work, worked, went to my house. My dad came over. I got him off the farm. We had beer together. That was great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
How about you, Rob?
Cool. Yeah, same old. I just moved here like 2 months ago, so I'm still kind of settling in. So right now I'm trying to find a nice couch because it's not a big apartment. So I'm trying to find something that fits enough people, but also doesn't take up the entire living room space. So
Get a
that's
sectional,
my,
dude.
yeah,
That'll change your
that's what I
life.
think. Yeah. Yeah, people told me sectionals, L couches, what else? Futons, but I'm not really sure about. We'll see.
Rob, where can I find you on Insta?
Yeah, it's Rob underscore Green and then W. So it's like part of my last name.
Yeah,
Cool.
I don't think I even follow you.
Yeah. So let me see. I'm sure you
Fourth
guys follow
Sinner,
will
here
come
you
through
are.
here.
Cool. All
Oh
right.
yeah, Rob Productions. I gotta follow that, bro.
There you go. Yeah, I don't post too much on there anymore, but
Gave you a follow anyway.
cool. All right, Hunter and Ryan, there you go.
There you go.
My
Sweet.
at is Rye underscore the tiger, one word. And then it
Nice.
has like a master link to all my other instas because I've got like 4 or something. I barely post on any of them.
Says I like your bio, Hunter. Says spooky at inappropriate times.
Is that a Cards Against Humanity card, bro?
No,
That
it's
sounded
It
like
sounds like it though.
it sounds like it. It's how I got in trouble last week at a work meeting.
Oh, what?
spooky at inappropriate times. Was that your words or
Are you
theirs?
able to
I
explain? Because I'm
Wow.
kind of interested to hear.
well, I was like, they were like, we have lost $1 million in the Denver market, and I said, well, that's pretty fucking spooky.
Whoa.
They said we're gonna replace you with an AI if you say that again.
AI can't make you money.
Ah.
No, I want. However, I would kill to be that dude who's making $900,000 at Warner for AI. I want to see his job. I want to see
yeah.
that job title.
Yeah,
Yeah, I want to see what
that's
happens.
insane.
That guy has got to be sweating bullets right now and chewing cigarettes.
Yeah. Everyone hates him low key.
Bro's driving
But
a
then
Porsche
again, it's
into work.
$900,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
I'm more like, what
It's
does
like
a job even entail other than making Secret Invasion intros?
Don't even fucking
who
bring up
knows?
Secret Invasion.
Dude, I'm a big comic book reader, and that just saddens me. Such garbage.
Mm.
I don't know. What a waste of Dermot Mulroney. You know what I mean?
What a waste of everyone's time and money, honestly.
What a waste of showing that Rhodey was a scar or whatever the fuck it's called.
Scroll.
A scroll the whole time. What a wasteful presentation.
Bro, that cost like how much was it? $212 million. Yeah, for one season. Look it up. I think that's true.
That cost the GDP of Haiti.
Yeah,
Make
pretty
that
much.
bullshit.
Yeah,
Jeez.
pretty much, dude. It's just wrong, dude. All this money. Like, I don't. What are they spending it on?
Actors, names, not real things. They don't spend money on real things anymore. You don't have to spend your money on lights because the same, like the same wattage you can get from a big light, you can get from an LED now. You don't have to
Mhm.
spend it on crew because you can use half the crew now. And you don't have to spend it any on locations because you're shooting on a green screen. You're shooting it on names and you're shooting it on just weird shit.
Mhm.
I mean, if you think Sam Jackson's worth $50 million, I mean, he's great, but I don't think that's what he's usually paid.
I think that's what I
Yeah.
have to get him to. That I have to offer him to get him to do this bullshit. Still, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I
Makes
guess.
sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, just crazy, man. So much money being funneled into these things.
Yeah.
Oh, I love before we end things, one thing I'd love to end on that just feels very like symbolic of Hollywood. Disney announced a WandaVision like box set DVD and they left out the DVD. It's just a box
What?
full of garbage you can throw on like a shelf. There's no physical media.
What? Where can I buy that? Let me know.
Look
You
it up,
know,
man. It's real.
Terrifier. I know this is like the last horror thing I'll say. Terrifier. They made a VHS set for people to buy because physical media is important.
It
You
is.
can't take away someone's VHS. Literally, you couldn't give them away. So you can't, that
Mhm.
they won't be able to take away from us that much longer.
Well, it seems like it's closing time for the Rock Shop podcast. I'm your host, Ry the Tiger. Who are you people? We gotta make it quick. There's less than a minute.
Rob Greenwald.
Hunter Burns,
Where can we find you?
Hunter F
On
Burns on
Insta.
Instagram and on TikTok.
Yep.
Okay, see ya.
Bye.
See you